What up, friends? Chris Farman here, founder of Small Batch Standard. Let's talk about something that gets brewery owners' heart racing: shiny new stainless steel. A bigger brew house, a faster canning line, more 60-barrel fermenters. I get it. You think a new piece of capital equipment is going to be the magical unlock that finally scales your business and brings in more profit. Breaking news. Now is not the time to be investing in capital equipment. If you're scratching your head and thinking, how else am I supposed to grow? Buckle up. We are diving into the numbers and breaking down why buying more equipment right now is not a good idea. Craft brewing industry has been on a massive roller coaster for the past 15 years, ripping past a 10-year growth spurt into much harder, flatter times. Blind expansion, massive footprints, and easy money led us to where we are today. To put it bluntly, craft beer is an overbuilt industry. There's more brewing capacity and equipment sitting in warehouses right now than actual demand for the liquid. Oh no! How many tanks nearby are sitting empty or are only being filled once a month? Tanks taking up real estate that you are paying rent on but not actively using is an occupancy problem. Occupancy is a large burden on cash flow if not planned properly. When you buy equipment, you're not just paying for the metal. You're paying to house it, clean it, power it, and maintain it. Taking out debt or burning your precious cash reserves to add more volume in an already flooded market isn't just risky, it's really short game thinking. Let's look at the broader world of manufacturing. If you look at how almost every other mature consumer good industry operates, whether it's electronics, soda, or food, they don't run out and build a multi-million-dollar factory the second they want to launch a new product. Traditionally, manufacturing relies on efficiency of scale. You have 1 or 2 massive production plants per market, per region. You bring your proprietary brand design. You bring your exact recipe. You hand it to the plant operator. They swap out the ingredients, change the packaging label, run the line at peak efficiency, and ship the finished product to you. The brand owner focuses entirely on what actually drives revenue: marketing, sales, and consumer experience. For some reason, craft beer owners, they all decided they need to be masters at real estate, mechanical engineers, and logistics experts all at once. If your superpower is marketing and running a killer tap room, why are you keeping the heavy burden of manufacturing on your plate? What's the alternative? It's leveraging your neighbors and utilizing contract brewing. When you contract brew a core style or a SKU that's in distribution with an existing facility, a beautiful financial shift happens on your profit and loss statement. Let's look at the dollars. On average, a standard manufacturing facility operates with a massive fixed overhead of somewhere between $15,000 and $30,000 a month. And this is to cover rent, utilities, production labor, and just all the other upkeep. If your system is sitting idle 50% of the time, your true cost per barrel skyrockets because that baseline is being absorbed by fewer batches. Production plants frequently see additional costs land somewhere between $220 and $260 a barrel once you factor in labor inefficiencies and idle plant overhead. On the contrary, contract manufacturing platforms can regularly offer flat rates between $140 and $170 per barrel because they're constantly running at optimal capacity. By switching to contract brewing, you shift that $15,000 plus in monthly overhead burden directly onto somebody else who already has an active plant in existence. They absorb the costs into their well-oiled machine. No pun intended. The larger host facility runs closer to maximum capacity. They've dialed in their efficiencies on raw materials and utility usage, which they pass those savings to you in a flat, predictable price, lowering your net production cost by 25 to 35% per barrel, compared to running an inefficient small batch system in-house. This will free up immediate working capital, drastically dropping your brewery's total general expenses while protecting your bottom line. Now, if you're an owner whose brewery is approaching or has crossed that 10-year milestone, listen up. You have a massive financial liability sitting in your back room right now. When you first opened, everything worked flawless, but at 10 years old, heavy industrial infrastructure enters the failure zone. One example is your glycol chiller. Replacing at current market rates will easily run you between $25,000 and $55,000, depending on your tonnage. How about your steam boiler? A complete replacement of steam boilers range anywhere from $40,000 to over $90,000. And the packaging line. Replacing components, pneumatic blocks, or sealing heads on an aging, worn out canning line can cost between $15,000 and $30,000 in unscheduled maintenance and parts. When these old systems inevitably break down, you face a double whammy: unbudgeted capital expenses alongside a revenue slide. If your plant is approaching year 10, you have a hard decision to make. Do you double down, drain your remaining cash reserves, or take on a high interest equipment lease just to keep an underutilized asset running? Or do you make the smart decision to strategically pivot, safely wind down the aging manufacturing side, and use a neighbor's plant in order to protect your brand? Look, the game has changed. We are exiting a massive growth spurt, and the current economic headwinds means you have to be obsessed with profit, not just top-line revenue. I want you to reconsider the dream of a massive production empire funded by painful equipment leases. Pro breweries play the long game. They maximize the wisest footprint possible. If you have excess capacity, start looking into contract options to fill your tanks. If you need a new packaging format, go use your neighbor's line. Keep your cash in the bank. Mind the gap on your expenses and let the other guy worry about the broken chiller.